What's good, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Hurls and Smalls Show. It's a great day for some, not so much of a great day for others. Hope you guys are doing well. No Thursday night football this week. The holidays are over. Christmas is over. New Year's just came and went. Hope you guys had a safe and happy New Year's. But we really need to get to Smalls, man. How you doing? I know there's some things on your mind. You're not in the best of mood, so I'll let you have the floor.
This is the first time it's ever been a recording day, and I didn't want to do it. I'm just sad, man. This is the saddest the sport has had me since 2016 when D Wade left. Like, when D Wade left,
do you want to preface this and say why you're in this mood?
I'll get there. When D Wade left the Heat, it was late at night. I was in bed, just started bawling, and at that time, it's different, right? Because I'm 2016. I'm what? I'm 14 years old, and he's my favorite athlete ever. And for y'all that don't know, this is a football podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But the Miami Heat are my favorite sports organization in all of the world. Over Ohio State, over the Vikings, over anything. They come first. They always have. D Wade, when he had that game against the purple shirt guy.
Ah, man.
I was supposed to be at a choir concert, and I skipped that bitch solely to watch the Heat play. Well, in 2011, when we lost to Dallas, I remember I was in Myrtle Beach with the family. I don't even know what they were doing, but I was just sitting there by the TV watching us lose. D Wade's one thing. I get it. He was older. He was regressing. Now we're letting Jimmy Butler go, and he's my second favorite basketball player ever.
Period.
And Pat Riley,
player, just period.
My second favorite basketball player ever.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley is 97 years old. There have been jokes for years now. Oh, Pat Riley's sleeping. Oh, Pat Riley's this. I wish he would have been sleeping, man. He comes out and says, if you're not on the court, keep your mouth closed. And ever since then, their relationship just wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out today. Jimmy goes to his interview. He said, wherever it goes, or wherever it is, I just want to get my joy back. He said, the city of Miami I love, off the court.
Man, I love off the court. And he took a little pause, a break. Sorry. I'm gonna let you rock. Sorry.
They said, you think you can find your joy on this team? He said, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Like half an hour later, comes out, Jimmy Butler requested a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Officially requested a trade. You know, superstar players. Why do you keep smiling?
Sorry.
Superstar players are like Damian Lillard said, I only want to go to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Those level of guys, they give a couple teams they want to go to. Jimmy Butler said, I would rather be on any of the other 29 teams as long as it's not Miami.
Mm-hmm.
He would rather run a pick and roll with Kyle Kuzma than play for Pat Riley. Do you understand how absurd this is?
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley, I hope this is your last year. You're a terrorist. Get the fuck out of my organization, please. You're one of the greatest of all times, but it's you did it with LeBron. You did it with D Wade. You're doing it with Jimmy. Let Eric Spoelstra have the organization. Bring whoever you want up as the coach. I don't care anymore. They broke my heart tonight, dude. They broke my heart. How you doing now?
Holy shit, man! I'm so sorry to be laughing, and I don't mean to laugh and like making fun of you, but it's just I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Cause I called you in the Discord, and you was already just sitting there all sad and just already out of it, and I'm sorry, man. But I'm doing alright. I've been a lot better, but can't complain too much. I'm living life. We're in the new year. Excited for the new year. Excited to see what's to come.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's to all our guys out there, all our maybe girls. I don't know if we have any women watching, but
yeah,
if we do, shout out to y'all.
Yep.
Hope you Had a good New Year's Eve, good start
Uh-huh.
to the year,
Uh-huh.
all that type of stuff. We
Uh-huh.
appreciate y'all for tuning in with us in another year.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Uh life has been lifing recently, but that's okay. We'll get through it, and I'll be alright. But as you guys can see by the title, and as you guys know, if you're NFL fans, the Pro Bowl did come out today. We're a little late. Or the Pro Bowl players came out today. We're a little late, but that's okay. So we're gonna make our teams today, go through our snubs, and of course, do our preview as always. But before we get there, make sure you guys go down, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. New year, same us. So show us some love for the new year, and yeah, you can go ahead with your bold predictions, Smalls.
First one.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos choke against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals get their win, but fail to make the playoffs because so did the Miami Dolphins.
No, because Tua's still dealing with his hip injury, so we could be looking at another Snoop Huntley situation here.
You know who they're playing?
Yeah, the Jets. I know. And I do think the Broncos are going to lose. I told you that whether it was Carson Wentz or not, I think the Chiefs are going to win this game because I think Carson Wentz is going to come to play. It's a tough defense, but I think he's going to get the job done. And then the Jets, whether it was Tua or Snoop Huntley, I thought the Jets had a chance, but now that it's looking like it's going to be Snoop again, I'm definitely going to take the Jets. So no, the Bengals get in here.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm not saying the Bengals get in, but the other two will happen. The Bengals just have to win because the Steelers could beat them, so the Bengals' opportunity will be there.
I might take a team of blind fourth graders over the Jets right now.
Wow. All right.
Second one.
Uh-huh.
The NFC playoff seedings will be as followed. The Minnesota Vikings, the Philadelphia Eagles, the LA Rams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Detroit Lions, Washington Commanders, Green Bay Packers. Nothing changes.
Yes. The Vikings are going to have the 1 seed. And the Packers will be the 7. Commanders will be the... Yeah.
So you think the Rams win this week? If Rams lose, Bucks, I think, go to 3.
Who do the Rams play? I know Jimmy G's playing for them. They play the Seahawks. Seahawks could play spoilers. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks overtook them. I wouldn't be surprised. Because Jimmy G and...
All right, fair enough. That's all I had for you. I only had 2.
All right. Last week of the season, man. To all my teams out there, to all my people out there who our teams aren't making the playoffs this year, let's enjoy this last week of our teams until September, man. Until September. This is really it. For the past couple of seasons, the past few seasons, majority of the past, seasons, I have the privilege of, my team, it doesn't matter who we play in week 18 because we got the first round bye or our playoff spot is locked up. And now this year we're back to missing the playoffs, and this is the last week of my team. My starting quarterback's not playing this week, but hey. So yeah, shout outs to any of us that aren't making the playoffs. We'll be back next season. But
I think I'm
go ahead.
I think I'm gonna shave it off.
Shave what off? Let's get into the week 18, the last regular season preview of the season. The Cleveland Browns head to Baltimore to play the Baltimore Ravens. This game really doesn't matter, especially that the Browns are starting Bailey Zappi. So give me the Ravens.
It matters for the Ravens.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the sense it's not going to matter because the Ravens are going to fucking beat them by 45.
Yeah, but the Ravens need to win to secure the 3 seed. This game is an 18-point favorite for the Ravens.
I've seen that. Ridiculous.
When the Browns went 0-16, the lowest they ever got was 13.5.
Man.
Bailey Zappi, in my opinion, which doesn't mean shit, Bailey Zappi is a better quarterback than Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Sure.
So are the Ravens just that much better than Anybody that DTR played?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. We can move on.
Yes.
It don't matter.
Yeah. The better
Bengals
of the two
at
games.
Steelers.
Yep. Go ahead.
We get
yeah.
the entire AFC North on Saturday.
Saturday.
Both of these are Saturday games.
I fuck around, not even watch that first game. Just wait for this one.
This is the one that matters. The first one's at like 4:30, by the way. So
I'll just be
tune in early.
So, yeah.
Playoff scenarios for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers at Houston is probably the most likely. The Ravens beat the Browns. The Steelers win and stay above the Chargers. Steelers at Baltimore. The Ravens beat the Browns. The Steelers lose to the Bengals, and the Chargers win. So the Chargers take over the 6 seed. No, the 5 seed. 5 seed. Steelers host the Chargers. Ravens will lose to the Browns. Steelers win. Doesn't matter what the Chargers do. So I'm hoping that the Steelers play Houston, because I think that if CJ Stroud has any chance of making it past the second round, it would probably be the Steelers.
I'm hoping that the Steelers win the division, because I'll owe you another $20 if they don't. So no, I'm hoping the Steelers.
So you need to go back and pick Bailey Zappi.
Oh shit!
Because if the Ravens win, it don't matter what the Steelers
win, it don't matter. Okay, bro, you got $40 for me, man. That shit don't fucking matter. You got $40 for me, man. But I'm gonna take the Bengals here, man. Joe Burrow. He it's not like he's playing first, so he doesn't know what the other teams are gonna do. So all he knows is he has to win out, because it'd be different if the Broncos played before. I mean, he already knows our season's over. This shit don't matter. But knowing the season's still on the line, Broncos haven't played yet, Dolphins haven't played yet. From what I've seen from him and the Bengals as of late, how well they've been playing, and it's been the complete opposite for the Steelers. I think they're on like a 3-game loser streak or something. They've been bad, so I'm gonna take the Bengals in this game. It was a pretty decent game when they first played, but and especially the game the Bengals defense is coming off of last week. Yeah, it was the Broncos, but I feel like the Bengals defense got some timely stops when they needed them to. They weren't perfect throughout the game, but when they really needed them to hunker down and get a stop, I feel like they did. So I think they can replicate that performance in Week 18 against the Steelers, and I'm gonna take the Bengals here to beat the Steelers and hopefully get in.
Who are you taking purely on the offensive side, the Broncos or the Steelers? Because you said, yeah, it is the Broncos, but to be honest, I'm probably taking the Broncos.
I would take the Broncos, but I don't think it's a huge gap.
No.
I don't think it's a huge gap either way.
Sticking with the Steelers, their backup quarterback is a free agent this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
For a team, I don't know how they would do it, but say that they get the money, or the Saints or the Raiders, for teams that have fallen a little bit too high to get the top quarterbacks. Would you overpay for a Justin Fields and let him come?
Overpay? I'm not sure. I'd give him a 1-year deal or something, a little prove-it deal, a little Sam Darnold or something like that. Baker.
You'll give him. I don't know if he takes him 1 year though.
I don't know what he's gonna expect. I don't know if there's gonna be teams.
He's in a rough market, dude.
Yeah,
because he's shown a little bit, but he hasn't shown like we can make this guy
exactly to where I'm gonna give him a 3-year deal. I think at the most he'll get a 2-year deal, and he'll probably have to battle with somebody during training camp. So if I'm the Raiders, the Saints, and I don't, like you said, we're not high enough to take one of the top guys, Shador, Cam Ward, then sure, I would take a flyer on Justin Fields, see what he can do for me, try to reinvigorate his career, get his career going again. I'd take a 1-year deal.
I would rather it be the Raiders because I would rather it be the Saints because I like Aiden O'Connell. I think when he's had the chance to play for the Raiders, they've looked way better than if anybody else was there.
Mm-hmm.
But the Saints, I don't know how in the world that makes any sense, because
I think the Saints should just bottom out. We've been saying it all season. The Saints just need to bottom out and just blow it all up. Trade.
But I think
Tyrann Mathieu.
I think both can work though.
All, what do you mean?
Because Justin Fields is only like 25. Yeah.
But I just don't really see the point of bottoming out and then bringing in a guy like Justin Fields, because how are you going to reignite his career if you're trying to trend in the other direction and Justin Fields is a guy trying to show flashes and show that he can still play, but you're getting rid of all the talent around him?
I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I mean, get rid of all the talent, you would still have Chris Olave at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just paid Kamara, so I don't think they go anywhere from him. Vanessa got you all chuckling and shit over there.
Not Vanessa. It's not Vanessa. I should have added you. Go to Twitter, man. Go to Twitter. All right. Moving on.
Go to Twitter.
The Carolina Panthers head to Atlanta to play the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons need the win here to stay alive, and a Bucs loss to win the division. So, in that case, I've liked what I've seen from Michael Penix. Bijan Robinson has been phenomenal the second half of the season. But Bryce Young has looked good in the past like 7 or 8 weeks. The Panthers have been very competitive. But I'm still gonna roll with the Falcons to win this game. I like what I saw. I like what I saw from their offense, being able to run the play action, bootleg. They just weren't able to do that with Kirk Cousins, so I'm gonna take the Falcons in this game.
You're a bad friend. Should go to Twitter. I'm looking like something happened, and the only thing I see is KB posted the shoes wrapped around the power line and says Kyle Lowry. So I'm guessing Kyle Lowry did something terrible tonight.
Oh no, it was a tweet that I made.
I saw it, dickhead.
So you got
Panthers at Falcons. I didn't hear a single word you said because you trying to make me even more sad than I already was. I finally started to get back in a good mood because I'm talking to my buddy. Just fucking.
You're right.
My resolution this year was to stop cursing, and you got me fired up. Give me the Falcons, bro. They play at the same time as Tampa. They don't know what'll be going on with the Tampa game. They have to win. Michael Penix, I'm rooting for you. Texans, Titans. Texans should dominate. Texans have been terrible lately, and the Titans just are terrible. So have fun next year.
Giants, Eagles. The Eagles and Nick Sirianni already came out and said he's going to rest a lot of his starters. So Saquon Barkley won't be breaking the record in this game. Sad to see, but I mean, hey, for the betterment of the team, I guess it's fine. But either way, in this game, I think I'm still going to roll with the Eagles. Drew Lock did look really, really good last week, beating the Colts. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants pulled this one out. But I'm going to roll with the Eagles here because the Giants have done it too many times in the past where I picked them for the upset, and they just couldn't get it done.
Dallas Goedert's practice window was open, so shout out to him. But Drew Lock versus Tanner McKee is not a game I give a damn about. So absolutely have fun to anybody watching. Drew Lock, love you.
Yep. Jaguars head to Indy to play the Colts. I said last week I would take the Jags to beat the Colts when they played in Week 18, and I'm sticking with that. The Colts have been so disappointing. They've had some really disappointing losses. The loss to the Broncos a few weeks back was just terrible, and then losing to the Giants last week with your playoff hopes on the line. It's just so disappointing. So I'm gonna roll with the Jags here to just because Mac Jones and BTJ just seem to have some connection. So I think they just keep that going and win this game.
I don't like Joe Flacco.
All right.
Give me the Jags. I don't think I've picked against the Colts in a long time because I love Jonathan Taylor and I love Anthony Richardson. And Michael Pittman, I haven't been as high on a receiver as I was with him, other than an Ohio State guy, in a while. And, man, he's been so disappointing this year.
Yeah.
Give me the Jaguars.
Commanders head to Dallas to play the Cowboys, who are a sneaky decent team these days, but no CeeDee Lamb for the rest of the season. So I'm going to take the Commanders here, coming off of their big win. And they're still playing for something. They're still playing for seeding, whether they're the 6 or the 7 seed. So they're still playing for something. I'm sure they want to be the 6 seed. So I'm going to take the Commanders here to win this game.
I was filling out my stuff for this week, right? And I think I was watching Breaking Bad while I was doing so. So I wasn't super focused when I was putting the records and the team names and everything down. And I saw the Commanders and just connected with my brain like bad team, because for a long time the Commanders have been a bad team. So for when you just see the Commanders and their logo and their colors and everything, it's crazy that you can envision them with a good team now. That's so cool.
Like, I was saying
shout out to Joe, you
picked a good year. 4-2, it's like, or 6-2, whatever they were. I was like, bro, the Commanders are like, look at their record. They're a good team. It was shocking. I just didn't. It's not that I didn't want to believe it. I just couldn't believe it. It was just crazy to think that the Commanders were actually good, like not just a decent team, competitive. They're just a good team, a very good team.
They are. They asked Cliff Kingsbury if he would want to be a head coach again, and he kind of got a big old smirk on his face and was like, "I think so." And he'll probably get the chance. Austin Eckler got his practice window opened.
Pro Bowl alternate, Austin Eckler.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy, right? Yeah. The Pro Bowl fucking sucks. Yeah, the Pro Bowl sucks, bro. Moving on.
No, not moving on.
Sorry.
I wasn't done.
Whoa. Yes,
but
sir.
that's why when well, no.
Sorry.
Chill out with that.
Sorry.
That's why a couple weeks ago when you're like, you want to fill out the Pro Bowl list, I didn't really care, you know.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Filling out the Pro Bowl is one thing. I don't mind doing that, but like I couldn't tell you the last time I watched the Pro Bowl. Like I really don't give a fuck about it. The Pro Bowl, and it's all pro is really what matters. The Pro Bowl is just a popularity thing. You'll see it with some of the fucking snubs that people that didn't make it, people that did make it. A lot of people just make it off of name recognition. Like you'll make it for 3 years after you've been washed. The Pro Bowl really doesn't matter at all.
Let me talk about the Cowboys real quick.
Go ahead.
Probably my second favorite running back of all time requested his release and cleared waivers.
Yep,
so hopefully he'll go. Hopefully he'll go join the Ravens. Let's talk about the Micah quote. You see it? Micah Parsons was in an interview. He said, "If you take away the scoreboard, the game would have been close."
What does that mean?
If you take away the scoreboard, the game would have been close. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, what is that?
What are you playing for?
Yeah, what does that mean?
He's saying that like the feel of the game was closer than what the actual scoreboard shows.
And what game is he talking about?
Last week when they played
the Eagles.
Yeah,
wasn't it 41-7 or something? What felt close? And I said this weeks ago. I don't like when I see clips of Mike on his podcast with fucking he's always on there with Trayvon Diggs. I never like it. It's always like, Micah, what the fuck are you talking about? You just
the only time it's good is when he has CJ on there.
Stroud and they're putting their defenses against each other and shit like that. And it's like, he'll just, like, Mikey, you just got finished. You guys just got your asses whooped. It's like, when Kittle had the shirt and it was like, fuck Dallas. He's like, oh, we'll be back for that, man. Revenge is a thing, man. Karma's a thing. We'll be back for that. It's like, whenever he gets blown out, I always just see a clip of him on Twitter. Because the other team brags about it. And it's like, we'll be back for that. We'll be, like, Micah, bro. What are you doing?
That Cancun Bowl gonna go nuts this year. Dallas versus y'all. That'll be a good one.
Moving on to the Chicago Bears.
Last thing. Mike McCarthy declined to say who his starting quarterback would be this week. Why this matters is Cooper Rush has an additional $250,000 incentive.
That's so crazy.
Tied to playing 55% of the snaps, and he's at 52.5% of the snaps this year.
That's crazy. If that's the reason they play Trey Lance, they're on some whole shit. Pay that man his $250,000, man. Let him play.
If they don't play him, I would never want to play there. If I'm like a free agent that's above average, why am I supposed to go here? They're not going to let me.
That's crazy. Now, finally, moving on to the Chicago Bears heading to Green Bay to play the Packers. Packers don't beat any good teams. They beat up on these bad and middle of the pack teams, so I'm taking the Packers. Bears are really going to end the season on a 11 game losing streak, or do they get a win here?
And they'll probably start next season on the same losing streak because they suck.
All right, moving on.
Packers. Bitch, if you fucking try to move on one more time and I haven't even said anything.
You just said they're going to keep the streak
going. What am I here for?
You just said they're going to keep the streak going and continue it into next season. What else did you want to say?
Jair Alexander is out for a season. That's probably something to mark that we haven't talked about yet. The Packers are locked at the 7th seed unless Washington loses. That's probably something we could have at least mentioned. And they get to play Philly first round of the playoffs. They've had a great season and they get rewarded with the fucking ass whooping. Move on.
Beat good teams and then you
move on.
Reward. Beat good teams. Moving on.
Beat a team. Talk to Shanahan.
Are you just a fucking
Saints
Packers?
at Buccaneers?
No, are you just a fucking Packers fan now that I didn't know?
Saints at Buccaneers.
Bucks need this win to control. They just need a win and control their destiny, and they're in. So I'm taking the Bucks, bro. Fuck you.
New Orleans Saints. Prayers up to everybody in New Orleans. The terroristic act during the New Year's. I refuse to watch the news. I don't know how people can sit there every day and choose to watch it. It's just destroying your mental health. It's people. These people died, or this politician. Who gives a damn, bro? Like, but I don't know how that stuff happens. I don't know how anybody that is even slightly terrible place. Prayers up to everybody over there. Back to football, though. Obviously, give me Baker Mayfield. These next two games are ones you can move on fast because they don't matter.
Yes, sir. Buffalo Bills head to New England to play the Patriots. We got the Bills.
Give me the Patriots. I'm just kidding. Give me the Bills.
I was like, oh, okay. The Chargers head to Vegas to play the Raiders. Give me Jim Harbaugh on my Chargers, man. This is my team for these playoffs.
Give me the Chargers.
To the game of the week. Game that matters. The San Francisco 49ers head to Arizona. What's that?
You streaming it?
Absolutely not. Look, if I'm home, I'll stream it. If I got nothing else to do, fuck it, I'll stream it. But I'm not tripping if I'm not even there to fucking stream it. Like if somebody asks me to do some shit, or like if I go somewhere else, like I won't be. Or if I'm like laying in bed and I just like, come on, man. Or if I'm just laying in bed and it's like, I might not stream it. But last game of the season, I don't know. But the Niners head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Both these teams last game of the season. Give me Josh Dobbs and the Niners.
I refuse to pick the Cardinals. They've broken my heart week after 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 week. The last time I really cared about this team was when we got Kyler's TikTok about cookies. Cookies hate to see me coming.
Yeah.
When we got his pizza review.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, I've fallen in love with this quarterback. He's like 5'10", and is just doing whatever he wants. And now they can't win to save their lives. Give Marvin Harrison the ball. Shout out to Pastronaut. Best quarterback on the roster. Give me the Niners.
On everything, I hate you, bro. The Chiefs head to Denver to play the Broncos. The Broncos win and they secure the 7th seed. The Chiefs are going to be resting a lot of their starters, so we're going to be seeing Carson Wentz in this game. I said it last week. I'll say it again today. Didn't care who the Chiefs played. I think Carson Wentz is going to come out here and play his best ball. I think he's going to come out and try to make a name, not a name for himself, but try to say, hey, anybody out there who wants to take a flyer on me like you did for Sam Darnold, I'm out here. You can give me a 1-year prove-it deal, and maybe I can turn your franchise around for that season. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs.
Andy Reid was in an interview, and he said, it wasn't a hard decision. I've been through it before. It gives the other guys an opportunity to grow. I think that's a hard quote. He's saying that he's dropping his balls against all these other teams out there saying, I know what I'm doing. I've been the 1 seed. We can play whoever we want. It just don't matter. They're not the same. I wish you would stop comparing Carson Wentz to Sam Darnold. One of them went through injuries and his career got derailed. One of them was on the damn Jets.
Was bad. Was bad.
He was on the Jets and the Panthers.
Mm-hmm. Was he good on the Jets and the Panthers?
Is one of the greatest all-time quarterbacks good on the Jets right now?
I just want to no. That I see how I can say no. That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking, was Sam Darnold good?
Sam Darnold is good now. Baker Mayfield is good now. They went through the same thing.
Why is it just killing you to say no?
He was bad because the team was bad.
That's all I was asking. That's all I was asking. That's it. Now continue.
So Spencer Rattler, you're screwed over there because you're bad right now. That's pretty much. Yes, he was bad. I'm saying they're
what? All I said was he was bad there. That's it. I'm just saying, why couldn't you just say that? It took you forever to say it. That all I said was he was bad there.
What is? I'm disagreeing with you because yes, he was bad, but what did you expect out of him?
So what is there to disagree about? Just continue, bro.
I'm saying Carson Wentz had his chance on a good football team,
and he was good. Carson
and
Wentz
then he battled injuries.
Exactly. So if anything, you should have a lot more faith in Carson Wentz because he showed it. He showed it prior. If Sam Darnold before this season, say Sam Darnold didn't have this season, it was in the off season. There should be, if anything, a similar amount of faith, if not more, in Carson Wentz, because we saw Carson Wentz be an MVP, but then he tore his knee up and was out for the rest of the year.
That's what I'm disagreeing with. He's not the same player.
Mhm.
Sam Darnold didn't. He's the same player he was. He's better now, and he has actual talent around him.
And
Carson Wentz.
I'm not saying Carson Wentz is going to go to another team and do exactly what Sam Darnold's doing. I'm saying this is his objective. This is what he's trying to do. He wants to go out there and put something on tape so teams can say, hey, why don't we take a flyer on Carson Wentz? I'm not saying Carson Wentz is going to get a 1-year deal, then go be an MVP candidate and lead his team to 15 wins. I'm telling you what Carson Wentz, his plan is. I got this one game to go prove something to the rest of the league. I'm gonna go put something on tape because I damn sure not taking Patrick Mahomes' spot. So maybe I can put something on tape for another team that's quarterback needy, and I could maybe get a job over there. That's it. That is it.
You don't think he can take Patrick Mahomes' spot?
Move on.
No. The Bengals, Dolphins, and Broncos playoff chances all rest on the shoulders of Carson Wentz, and unfortunately, I think he stinks. Give me the Broncos.
I just want to say, fuck all that Carson Wentz stuff. The Chiefs are 15-1, bro. They've lost one fucking game. Like I don't
Mahomes
think
isn't a Pro Bowler.
I don't think it's talked about how one game. If they go on to win the Super Bowl and say they win this game, it's gonna be what is that? 3 games in the playoffs, and they win this game. Would that be like 19-1? Like no one's talking about it, but this is gonna go down as one of the best teams we've ever seen. But just going on a game-by-game basis, you wouldn't think that. But overall, in totality of the season, they're 15-1 right now. And then you would think they're just like everybody else with 3 or 4 losses. But they have 1 loss on the season to Josh Allen, who might be the MVP.
But why would we talk about them when we can talk about C.J. Stroud sucking, or Bryce Young sucking, or all these other guys that might be busts? Why would we talk about the Chiefs having 1 loss when Marvin Harrison's a bust?
Right. Couldn't tell you, man. So you're taking the Broncos?
The NBA is the worst about that.
Oh, yeah.
If you tear down the sport over and over and over and over and over again, no wonder people aren't watching. Yeah. And I don't know how much I'm going to be watching. Give me the Broncos.
I have not watched a lot of basketball this year, man. Like, at all, bro. Like, I used to, like, usually watch...
At all. Sorry.
I was watching maybe, like, say in a week span, I'm probably watching fucking anywhere from, like, 12 to, like, fucking 18 games in a week or something. These days, bro, I'm catching maybe fucking 4. Like, I'm just not watching basketball this season. I don't know why. I think maybe once the NFL season ends, maybe I'll be locked back in. But
I think we're so locked in on this.
And I just feel like I'm just never just... It's also just a TV thing. Like, because I'm not buying League Pass. All my NFL was watched through, like, fucking Sunday Ticket and the one fucking games that are on primetime television. But it's like, I'm not buying League Pass, and I'm not, like, it feels like anytime there's a marquee matchup, I'm, like, working or I'm out doing something. I just feel like me and the NBA schedule never fucking are, like, in cohesion. But I don't know what it is. I just have not been locked in, like, at all. The Celtics, I love the Celtics, but I've maybe watched fucking 5 full games this season. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not locked into the NBA.
I watched like 2 Heat games and then missed one. Watched another 2 or 3 and then missed one. So I've watched a lot of them, and I have League Pass, and I bought a VPN specifically to watch Cade Cunningham play basketball.
Mm-hmm. All right. I also think another thing, because I used to get my League Pass with 2K, but I didn't buy 2K this year, so I was like, yeah, then I'm probably not going to be watching much basketball. Well, let's move on to the Seahawks heading to LA to play the Rams. This game doesn't matter anymore because the Rams clinched their playoff spot. Jimmy G is playing in this game, so I'm going to roll with the other team. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
Jimmy G, your former
Niner. And I love Jimmy. I love him. We were in some dark times. We were fucking 2-14 or whatever. He came to us, got put in, and won 5 straight games to end the season with us. Took us to a Super Bowl. I love Jimmy, but what I seen from him on the Raiders when we last saw him, my goodness, had Devontae Adams wanted to fucking end it all. So
I'm fighting for my fucking life.
I'm taking the Seahawks, man.
I want to see a spiteful performance from the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. They just needed a couple things to bounce their way. They're going to be 10-7 and miss the playoffs. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it's a big part because they missed Kenneth Walker for a while. They missed DK for a while. And Gino was trying to do it all by himself. Oh. And Jimmy G sucks. So, yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Last two games, the Miami Dolphins head to New York to play the Jets. The Dolphins need a win here and a Broncos loss. What happens in the Bengals game does not matter to them. Dolphins win, Broncos lose, and they're in. But as I was saying earlier, it looks like we're going to see Snoop Huntley again. And if we see Snoop Huntley, I'm inclined to roll with the Jets. Yeah, the Jets have been absolute dog shit this entire season. But I just he was solid. He was good last week, but I just don't trust them enough. So I'm going to roll with the Jets, who I also don't trust. But I think part of this is also me wanting the Bengals to get in. I won't lie. So I'm going to roll with the Jets.
I think that Tyler Huntley will be the best quarterback on the field. And I think that I pretty easily take the Dolphins.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's horrible.
One of my favorites all time.
Tom, bro. Tom has to dominate the Saints game this week.
Oh, that's not what you were looking up? What game he's got?
Yeah, because I was looking through these 4 o'clock games because he usually gets a 4 o'clock.
Bro, these games are ass, bro. Week 18, these games are fucking garbage, bro. Like there's a couple that stand out, yeah. And speaking of Sunday night football, we can move on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And it's like the Broncos have to win, or the Dolphins have to. It's just
and it's like if the Bengals lose on Saturday, it ruins Sunday's slate even more because now there's no intrigue between can the Bengals get in. So, man, yeah, this slate sucks. But moving on to Sunday night football. The Minnesota Vikings head to Detroit to play the Lions. The battle for the 1 seed. The battle for the NFC North. I see your jersey on. What was that?
Could you write a better script?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Well, in 2019, the Niners and Seahawks played for the division. Well, it wasn't for the 1 seed, so no, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. Bro, why do you hate the Niners, bro? Like, why do you hate us? Nothing to say. Okay. The Minnesota Vikings head to Detroit to play the Lions. You got your Vikings jersey on, so we already know what you're going with. Right?
Unfortunately, let me go find my Sam Laporta jersey. Because the Sunday night, he's going to have to get a fucking ass whooping. Belt to ass. Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson are going to go into Detroit, look Dan Campbell into his face, and say, hey, fuck ya. And it one after another, down the field, punching it in, over and over and over. 35-10 final score.
Whoa! I agree the Vikings are going to win this game, but I don't know about 35-10. The Lions defense has been suspect these past few weeks, and Aaron Glenn said at his presser, he said the defense isn't going to be the reason we lose this season. But in the last few games, they've let out 31 to the Packers, 48 to the Bills, 34 to the Niners. And now you're playing Sam Darnold and the Vikings. It's like if you can't stop those
42-7.
If you can't stop these other teams, how do you think you're going to stop the Vikings and the way Sam Darnold is playing this season? It is in Detroit, so that does make me want to lean Lions a little bit, but I don't think it'll matter. I'm going to take the Vikings in this game because I think the Lions defense is just way too beat up.
LeBron had 38 tonight.
Shout out LeBron. Do anything for his birthday?
Did I do anything for a 40-year-old man's birthday?
I'm just asking, bro. One of the greatest Heat players of all time. Did you do anything for his birthday?
Man I have no relation to. A man I've never even been in the same.
All right, moving on. Moving on to the bulk of this episode. The Pro Bowl rosters were announced today or tomorrow or yesterday when you guys are seeing this. So Smalls and I came with our own Pro Bowl rosters, and we also have our snubs. People we thought we should have made it. Did you want to start with our snubs, or do you just want to go through our whole team? How do you want to do this?
So I was making my own team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through, and I was like, damn, they actually did a pretty good job.
That's what I thought. Like, I kind of had to pick and just nitpick to change it up a bit. There were a couple glaring ones, but other than that, I thought they were fine. But as I said earlier, the Pro Bowl really don't fucking matter. It's a popularity award.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't matter at all.
So I'll run through the actual Pro Bowl team. I'll start with the AFC. So the quarterbacks were Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Running backs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor. Fullback, Patrick Ricard. Wide receivers were Jamar Chase, Jerry Jeudy, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers. Tight ends, Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce. Offensive tackles, Deion Dawkins, Laramie Tunsil, Rashawn Slater. Guards, Quentin Nelson, Joe Tooney, Trey Smith. Centers, Creed Humphrey, Tyler Linderbaum. Defensive ends, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby. Interior linemen, Cam Hayward, Chris Jones, Nnamdi Madubuike. Outside linebackers, Nick Bonito, TJ Watt, Khalil Mack. Inside linebackers, Roquan Smith, Zaire Franklin. Cornerbacks, Derek Stingley, PS2, Marlon Humphrey, Denzel Ward. Safeties are Minka, Kyle Hamilton, Derwin James. Don't know if anybody cares about the special teams, but yeah, that is the AFC team.
Shout out Chris Boswell.
Shout out.
NFC team are Jared Goff, Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Kyle Juszczyk.
Fucking just because he's the only fucking fullback, but yeah.
Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, George Kittle, Trey McBride, Lane Johnson, Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Landon Dickerson, Tyler Smith, Chris Lindstrom. At center, you got Frank Ragnow and Cam Jurgens. On the defensive side, we got Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, and Rashawn Gary at ends. Interior lineman, you got Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, and Vita Vea. Outside linebacker, you got Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, which both make sense.
Your guy.
And then the third guy is Jared Verse, who has played like 30 snaps of coverage. He's a fucking edge rusher, so I don't understand how he's a... middle linebackers are Fred Warner and Zach Bond. Cornerbacks, you got Jalen Johnson, Byron Murphy, J.C. Horn, Devin Witherspoon. Free safety, you got Xavier McKinney, and then the strong safety, you got Buddha and Brian Branch. Shout out to Brandon Aubrey.
And I'll tell you right now, we made our own teams. I didn't put offensive linemen. Sorry to the offensive linemen out there.
How dare you, bro?
sorry to the offensive linemen out there. I didn't even bother because I was gonna make a case like, oh, this guy's pass block rate is this, and this. He should have made it in over. I'm sorry to all the offensive linemen that got in there. You deserved it. Can't say there was anybody that was snubbed. Shout out to you guys. But I'll start with the AFC quarterbacks. I kept it the same. I had
they all the same.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Running backs, did you have it the same as well?
I had it the same.
Instead of Joe Mixon, I had James Cook.
See, crazy? I thought about that. Mm-hmm. It's not, but it is. Because Joe Mixon played 13 games and pretty much had better stats than James Cook.
Fair. I just feel like, I get the case for Joe Mixon because at times, especially early in the season, he was all the Texans had on offense. But I feel like James Cook, it wasn't necessarily that he couldn't do anything. It's just at times the Bills just didn't need him anymore. It's like, okay, James Cook, you're not playing the rest of the second half because we're blowing this team out by 1,000,000 points. Like against the Niners, they did that. James Cook didn't play in the second half because they were whooping our ass already. It's like, oh, we're just Ray Davis and Ty Johnson are just gonna finish out the game for us. So I feel like at times they just really didn't need him. But I feel like when they did need him, he was very good. So I decided to give him the nod. Wide receivers. Go ahead.
Receivers is where we could probably both have some differences.
Absolutely. There was one, I think, man, one player that I was like, whoa, no way he made it.
Does he play in Florida? Oh.
In Florida?
Oh,
no.
This is the guy that didn't make it play in Florida?
Florida, absolutely. And I think he should have been over a guy that I think everybody should agree with. I don't think Zay Flowers deserved it over BTJ in any world. Shout out to Zay Flowers, but he's been Go ahead.
First ever receiver for the Baltimore Ravens to make the Pro Bowl.
That they drafted to make the
and what on their roster though, right?
I'm not sure, but I know I'm not sure about that, but I know the stat that I saw. It was like the first receiver that the Ravens have drafted to make the Pro Bowl. I don't know if any, but maybe Steve Smith made it or something. I don't fucking know.
Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP without a Pro Bowl guy to throw it to.
Oh, Mark Andrews is there.
Without a Pro Bowl receiver.
Thank you. But yeah, my receivers ended up being Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Jerry Jeudy, and instead of Zay Flowers, I obviously put in Brian Thomas Jr.
instead of Nico Collins because he missed some games. He
I
deserves
almost
to be
took out Nico Collins too.
He deserves to be there, but I also think that Cortland Sutton deserves a lot of love.
I tried. I wanted to put, if there was a fifth man, Cortland Sutton would have gotten in for me because him and Bo Nix have got, they started the season slow, but once Bo Nix has gotten going, him and Cortland Sutton, that duo has been phenomenal. So I wanted to put Cortland Sutton in there, but I just feel like I couldn't make room for him. Jerry Jeudy, I think Jerry Jeudy just got hot at the right time. He put up these crazy numbers right when Pro Bowl voting started, so everybody was, getting those votes in for him because he was doing it in the moment. So I think he got hot at the right time, and he's having a good season overall. But I just couldn't find room for Cortland Sutton. So I'm Chase, BTJ, Nico, and Jeudy.
Both tight ends should still be there, unless you want to put in John, I guess.
I see people making a case for John. Well, Travis Kelce, you got it. But Brock Bowers should be is the starter.
Brock Bowers is the best tight end in football.
Moving on to the defensive ends. Did you do the offensive?
Nope.
You did the
offensive? I was looking through them, and I can say that the fact that the Chiefs had both of their guards is kind of crazy. I mean, they probably deserve. Joe Thuney is a stud. And I know that Larry Tunsil has had one of his more so down years of his career. But like you said earlier, I don't know who I would replace him with. So I just want to mention that he hasn't been phenomenal.
That's exact, because it'd be like, okay, yeah, this guy, fuck him, I'm replacing, but it's like, who the fuck am I gonna replace him with? That's why I just didn't even bother doing the offensive line. So that's all you got to say. Okay.
The AFC has the two best centers in all of football. Tyler Linderbaum and Creed Humphrey are. Tyler Linderbaum from
the Ravens.
From
Notre Dame.
From.
What do you want from me? I gave you his college and I gave you his...
He's not from Notre Dame.
Oh, he's not? Is he Michigan?
No, he's closer.
Didn't he wear blue?
No.
He didn't wear blue in college? I swore he was Notre Dame. I was so confident in that. Tyler Linderbaum wasn't Notre Dame?
I can double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I swore he was Notre Dame.
No.
Because I swore he had Notre Dame has the gold helmets, right? The gold helmets, and they wear like the khaki pants. Bro, what? Did I have no clue? Who's the fuck?
Where'd Kittle go?
He went to Iowa? Okay, then there's some stud fucking offensive lineman that went to fucking Notre Dame that I'm tweaking out on. Because I would have bet good money that Tyler Linderbaum went to fucking Notre Dame.
He was my favorite.
Yeah, go ahead.
Him and Kyle Hamilton were my two favorite players in their draft class, and they both went to the Ravens, so I was very happy about that. And I still love Kyle Hamilton to death. On the defensive side...
Fucking Mike McGlinchey. It's not his stupid ass.
Why you gotta be a stupid ass?
Sorry, continue.
Danielle Hunter 1,000,000% deserves to be a Pro Bowler. He probably should have made it over Trey Hendrickson, but whatever, I guess. I don't know how much he cares because he's done it several times in his career, and he's getting older, so whatever. But he's been great for the Texans. I think Christian Gonzalez should 100% be in.
He made it in for me.
Becomes the question.
I put him in over Denzel Ward.
Over Denzel? I would have probably said over Marlon. But we can agree that Derek Stingley and Pat Surtain are 100% locked.
Yeah. Fucking Pat Surtain fucking around be the defensive player of the year. But I feel like Marlon Humphrey, especially ever since the Ravens had been trending towards a better defense and playing better, so I feel like Marlon Humphrey's been at the forefront of that. Him and Kyle Hamilton have been really decent these past, this second half of the season. I feel like I just remember so many big time interceptions.
Once they did what?
From Marlon Humphrey. Put Kyle Hamilton back to safety instead of putting him in the box.
That, but also, they made that trade for Trey White, and Trey White's been great for them.
Sure. But who was it? It was Max Crosby. Yeah, Max Crosby, like his ass. This is what I mean. The Pro Bowl is just fucking names. It's if you're a popular guy, you're just gonna get in because it's led by the fucking fans. If you have a good fan base, they're gonna fucking vote you in. So yeah, I put Danielle Hunter in over Max Crosby for my Pro Bowl.
I like Max Crosby though.
I do. And I'll mention I had Zach Allen from the Broncos.
Diane Henley should be in for the Chargers at middle linebacker. Over Zaire Franklin.
Yeah, I think my linebackers are the same. Oh, no, yeah, Nick Benito, TJ Watt, Khalil Mack. I had Jordan Brooks in over Roquan Smith. That's another case where it's fucking Roquan Smith has not been good in pass coverage this season. He has not. It's like objectively having a down year. So that's another case where it's like name and recognition gets you into the Pro Bowl. And other than that, I think the rest of mine is the exact same.
Bro, Derwin James is so good.
He is. He absolutely is.
I love Derwin.
On to the NFC. The quarterback. Oh,
wait.
Sorry.
I meant to mention earlier. Did you see Derrick Henry was walking into the locker room and they were like, "Hey, you're Pro Bowler." He said, "Okay."
No, I did see that. I saw Zay Flowers like they called him into the office.
They called him in and everything. Yeah. Derrick Henry was just like, "Hey, Pro Bowl." He said, "Okay." They said starter. He said, "Cool," and just kept walking.
Because he already know. Like I seen some where Kevin O'Connell was breaking down, like telling the Vikings who made the Pro Bowl. It was like Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, Sam Darnold, and it was like Justin Jefferson, and he just went like this. Like he already knew he was in the shit, so he don't get no fucks. I feel like nobody cares about the Pro Bowl once you've already done it. You'll see a lot of guys who have never made it be like, "Damn, I should have been in it." But it's like once you get in there a couple times, you're established as the top player in the league. I swear they don't give a fuck. They don't. But on to the NFC Pro Bowlers. My quarterbacks were Baker Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, and Sam Darnold. I love Jared Goff. He's been phenomenal, but I just had to put Baker in there for what he's done, even without his top weapons at times.
My quarterbacks are Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield.
Love it. My running backs were Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. I couldn't give it to Jahmyr Gibbs because I had to give it to Bijan Robinson.
My running backs were Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and I couldn't give it to Jahmyr Gibbs because I just had to give it to Bijan Robinson.
Hell yeah, look at us. Wide receivers, I think they got it right. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Look at us.
Wide receivers, I think they got it right.
Tight ends, there were no other options besides George Kittle and Trey McBride. Defensive ends, I think they got it right.
I closed out of my tab. Defensive ends.
Bosa, Micah, and Rashawn Gary.
Defensive ends, I personally, and no bias in this, I personally think that Rashawn Gary didn't quite deserve it as much as that guy over in Chase Young.
That's what I was going to say, but I let you go. I didn't want to cut you off. I was going to make a case for Chase Young, but yeah. He's been really decent this season. So yeah, if there was a guy I was going to put him over, it would be Rashawn Gary. Defensive tackles, Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams.
See, there's definitely an argument for Leonard Williams, but
having the best season of his career. Yeah.
Vita Vea is one of the best in the league. I think he just wrecks shit for Tampa and he changes the whole dynamic. Absolutely. I still have Vita.
Yeah. Outside linebackers, Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel. You were mad about it earlier. Jared Verse.
I don't have anyone else because I didn't really look because you're not taking Jared Verse out.
Exactly. So I'd have to fit him in somewhere else if I took him out because he deserves to make it. So I'd have to find another position. So I just left him there.
You could put him in over Rashawn Gary, but he's not a fucking outside linebacker. He is an edge rusher. But I didn't look to who they could replace it with.
Yeah.
You're not replacing either of the middle linebackers.
No, Fred Warner and Zach Bond.
Mm-hmm.
And then cornerbacks, I had one change. Jalen Johnson. You already know. Jalen Johnson, I kept. Byron Murphy, I kept. J.C. Horn, I kept. But Diamador Lenore deserved to be in the Pro Bowl. Has not given up a touchdown since 2023. He deserves to be in the Pro Bowl. Going back to last season versus the Eagles. He has not given up a touchdown. He's been phenomenal this season. He got paid and still has balled out. I've been saying he's a Pro Bowler all season. Go ahead.
Can you keep Spoon instead of JC?
Sure. I'll keep Devon with this one. Let me take that out just for you. All right. You kept the same Pro Bowlers for the corners?
Yeah.
Okay. I really think Devon deserves it.
You could have an argument for Cooper DeJean as well.
I saw him too, yeah. And then the safeties, the strong safeties, I kept the same, Budda Baker and Brian Branch. But free safety, I gave it to Kirby Joseph over Xavier McKinney.
And I saw people were bitching about that, rightfully so, because Kirby
Yeah.
Joseph has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And I also saw an argument behind Kirby Joseph is kind of a dirty player, so his peers wouldn't really vote for him.
He is.
But Xavier McKinney has been phenomenal for the Packers defense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They both deserve it. Why is free safety 1 and strong safety 2?
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. They both deserve it though, so I don't think it really matters.
All right. That's our Pro Bowl teams.
My biggest gripe with the Pro Bowl is why the see, I almost did it. Why would you not wait till the end of the season to announce it? It doesn't make any sense to announce it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because the Pro Bowl takes place the week before the Super Bowl. I guess that does make sense. And also,
and I saw JJ Watt say something about it too, which whatever.
It's like, I get it, we don't want our players to get hurt, but flag football is just ridiculous, I think. It's just so fucking childish to have the best football players in the world running around chasing each other with fucking flags, trying to grab each other's fucking flags and shit when we watch them tackle each other for 18 weeks.
It's going to be in the Olympics.
Playoffs. It's not. The Pro Bowl hasn't been fun to watch in years since I was a kid. And it's not that it was fun to watch when I watched it. It was just like, oh, the Pro Bowl's on. Let me just throw this on. It's not like I was invested in it. And then the games can be decent, but I haven't watched the games either. The ones where they have like the
only thing I watch is the dodgeball.
That's fun. And the one I don't watch it, but I'll see it on like Twitter or something or YouTube where they have the quarterbacks throw it to where it's like the targets and their number, the 5, the 10, and whatever. That shit would be decent too. But yeah, I really don't. The Pro Bowl sucks. It's the worst all-star in all of sports.
It's gonna suck that Sam Darnold won't get to play in them.
Who was it? It might have been Zay Flowers. They were talking to Zay Flowers, and he's like, "Hopefully, you're not playing." And I think it was Zay Flowers. Yeah, but yeah, there's our Pro Bowl rosters. You guys let us know who you guys the biggest snub was. I think clearly
there's 4 teams with no Pro Bowler. Can you guess them?
With no Pro Bowler, yeah, the Jags. No, they got a long snapper or something in there, didn't they?
I don't know. They're not one of them.
They're not one of them, yeah, because I think they got some special teams. Or a punter. Logan Cook, maybe. So no...
Logan Cook it is.
No, Jonathan Taylor made it. The Titans.
Titans are 1.
The Panthers got JC, so not him. The Falcons, because they didn't get Bijan. They must have got some fucking special teams guy or something. Okay. Or maybe an offensive lineman. They got fucking Chris Lindstrom or something. Shit. The Giants. Oh, they got Dexter Lawrence. I'm tweaking.
The
Saints.
The Saints are 1.
Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams. Wait, what are
Falcons?
Rams got Jared
Falcons got Kadarius Hodge as a special teamer
returner or some shit. Okay, so I think it's the Browns. No, they got Myles Garrett, bro. I'm actually fucking tweaking.
They also had Chris Lindstrom, and the Browns had Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, bro. Off my ass.
You got the Titans and the Saints. You got 2 more.
The Patriots, because they didn't have Christian Gonzalez, so the Patriots.
The Patriots
had a special teamer.
Brendan Schooler.
All right, shout out to you, Brendan. The Jets. The Jets
are 1.
Which is crazy. If you would have told me coming into the season there's no Pro Bowler on this roster, I would have called you crazy. The Jets, and then I'm missing one more. Did I already? No, the Raiders have one, so no, I didn't say them. Derwin James got in.
The only team of the 4 that is fighting for a playoff spot. The
Dolphins.
Yep.
Yeah, no Tyreek Hill this year. Okay.
As Ernst was saying, let us know who you think got snubbed.
The biggest snub, I think, obviously has to be Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. Or Ezekiel Elliott.
Holy shit, shut the fuck up. All right. I'm not prepared at all for this fucking draft. I don't even have the wheel up.
Okay, well, you figure that out. Let's talk about college football real quick. We had the playoff games. We had the playoff games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then one today, sadly. Tuesday comes, and Boise State gets beat by like 17, maybe 14 by Penn State. And social media, you know how they react. It was Ashton Genty overrated, blah, blah, blah. Ashton Jeanty was playing against the Penn State defense, which is already one of the best in football, who put 8 in the box pretty much every play and made the quarterback beat them, and unfortunately the quarterback couldn't beat them. And Ashton Jeanty's going against 8 other grown men and still had 126 yards.
On Boise State, I was kind of fake watching this game. I was kind of half sleeping watching the game. But every time I looked up, number 91 on defense, don't ask me his name, but he felt like he was making a play every time I looked up. He was celebrating, sacking the quarterback or something, making a tackle for loss. I don't know his name, but number 91 on defense for Boise State, shout out to you. He's like a light-skinned guy, he had a bunch of tattoos. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
He had an interview after the game. I can't think of his name, but he had an interview after the game, and he was like, when I came to Boise State, I wasn't religious at all. Mm-hmm. So shout out to you, Coach. You changed my life. And he was going into like how religion has helped him become a better football player, become a better man, and blah, blah, blah. And whether you're religious or not, it's just kind of cool to see
cool story,
people grow as people.
Yeah, exactly.
Second game, Wednesday at 2:30, I want to say. Texas versus Arizona State. And I text Herlins late in the game. I think it was 2 minutes left, or maybe they were going into overtime, one of the two. And I said, Texas, Arizona State. And I didn't give him any context. He said, you telling me to watch? And I was telling you to watch. And
I put that game on because I was half asleep when you fucking texted me that. So I put the game on, set it on my pillow, and rolled right back over. So I just had it playing in my ear as I was asleep.
So you bogus, bro. A playoff football game in overtime, and you rolling back over.
Yeah, sorry.
We go to overtime. Both teams score. You go to second overtime. No. I'm sorry. You go to overtime. Arizona State takes a long drive, scores. They hold Texas to 4th and 8. Texas gets a offsides, 4th and 13. Quinn Ewers drops back and just throws it up. Prayer, and Holden is just wide open. So shout out to him. Texas ends up winning game-sealing interception.
I was like, we want Arch Manning. You called me a fucking dumbass or some shit. Continue.
Third game comes. The real game comes. The national champion, Ohio State, goes against Oregon in the Rose Bowl. And the greatest receiver in college football, Jeremiah Smith, shows them who's daddy. He shows them. And before the game, he said, I hope they come out in man because they can't stop us. And they couldn't stop him. It was a ass kicking from front to end. And Jeremiah Smith recently posted a picture that's pretty hard with one of my favorite Ohio State receivers ever. Guy you absolutely hate for no reason. Frosty, I hope you still got love for him. My boy Michael Thomas. And,
just because I say someone's not good doesn't mean I hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate OBJ. They're just objectively not good.
But you're wrong.
Yeah, okay. Continue.
Oregon, if you don't know, has Tez Johnson, who is part of Bo Nix's family. He's his adopted brother. Bo Nix's family took him in and raised him like their own. And he seems like a great guy. He's a great football player.
I'm waiting to talk to, what'd you guys' quarterback name? Will something?
Will Howard.
Will Howard, yeah.
And we were celebrating on the podium at the end of the game. And
I've seen that.
Our quarterback can't get on the podium.
He's like, I could get on, and the guy took his off his shit. He's like, no. Yeah. Hey.
And big number 91 just standing there looking down at Will Howard like, sorry, man. He's our quarterback. Why is he not up there? And then today, Notre Dame upsets Georgia because Georgia didn't have a quarterback and the receivers were dropping the ball. Let's get into fantasy format.
Let's do it. As you guys know, we said...
Sorry. Final four. Whether you're a college football fan or not, tune in because they should all be good games.
As I was saying, as we said these past couple of weeks, if I win out and tie the season matchup, we will be taking us into the playoffs. I think I'm on like a 4 or 5 game win streak.
As Herlin said.
As we said, I know for a fact I started off first last week, so I'll go first this week. No, I'm playing. So you can have the first. I think you started
first the last 3 times.
So you can have the first pick this week, and you're starting off with
Lamar Jackson.
The NFC South.
The NFC South is Baker Mayfield's division. So do I take the best running back over there in Rashad White? Or do I go a different direction like my boy Mike Evans, who needs a little bit of yards for his 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think I go with Mike Evans because the Saints are god awful. I picked Bijan last week, and I don't want Bryce Young, so give me Mike Evans.
All right. Spinning for myself, and I am landing on
AFC South.
the AFC South. Holy shit. The AFC South, so I got... Fuck, the Colts play the Jags. Was Jonathan Taylor taken last week?
Jonathan Taylor was not.
Give me Jonathan Taylor. Get rid of them. Spinning for you.
Lamar Jackson. On
the AFC
East.
West. Oh, what the fuck? East. Yeah, East. Yeah. I thought it was the West, but yeah, it's the East.
So I could go with
Josh Allen.
But like,
Drake
why would I
May.
take Josh Allen?
Drake May.
Why is Josh Allen playing?
Snoop Huntley. Because of the MVP.
So why is James Cook playing?
I don't know. Some coaches don't want to rest their players. I don't fucking know.
Give me A-Chain. Nope, you took A-Chain last week.
Yep. And his ass was garbage.
Hey. Give me John.
All right. Spinning for myself. Please, please, please.
NFC West.
The NFC North. So I think I'm going to be picking between this Sunday night football game. The Packers and Bears play each other. Yeah, I'm going to be picking between this Sunday night football game. Who did I just take? I took... Holy fuck. Who did Bro, that's bad. That's bad, Hurlins.
I'm not telling you. We're going to sit here until you think of it.
Who the fuck did I don't even remember what I got the AFC West. No, I got the AFC South. I took Jonathan Taylor. So my running back is gone. You took Justin Jefferson last week. So this week, I'm going to take his Pro Bowl teammate, Amon-Ra St. Brown. AFC North is gone. We got the NFC East, NFC West, AFC North, and AFC West left. Bless you. You got the NFC East. Holy shit.
So I got to keep my quarterback so I can get Lamar. Therefore, I'm taking Saquon Barkley.
Hell yeah. Write it down. No switching. All right, moving on.
Dang. Do I take Tracy or do I take little homie in Dallas?
Little homie in Dallas. So give me Tracy.
Give me a little homie.
Oh, okay.
Give me a little homie in Dallas.
And I spun already, and I got the AFC West. I'm pissed that you can actually get the fucking North, man. I got the AFC West. I took Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jonathan Taylor. So I could take Carson Wentz here. I could take Bo Nix, Noah Gray, Mac Jones.
I hope you're not setting it up to take Brock Bowers.
Mac Jones. No, sir. Wasn't even thinking about him. The West.
Because he's mine.
The West. Where are the other West teams at? The fuck? Chargers and Raiders. Fuck it. I'm gonna have a little fun with it. I've been having fun with it the past few weeks. I've been taking somebody that's never been taken before. I'm taking this guy because he wasn't an option before. Give me motherfucking Carson Wentz, baby. Give me Carson Wentz. Write that shit down, and I'm not trolling. Write that shit down. Spinning for you was between the NFC West and the AFC North. Oh my fucking God. Put in Lamar Jackson, bro. Like, bro, that shit is ridiculous. NFC West. Like, bro, that shit is... Give me George Kittle, man. He was not taken last week. I took Trey McBride last week, so give me Kittle. I like my team this week. Got Carson Wentz, go ahead, run through the teams. That's
No, who's your team? Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, JT, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and George Kittle. I'm loving my team this week.
I got Jonnu Smith, Rico Dowdle, Lamar Jackson, and Mike Evans.
I like my chances. We want to apologize again because this past review episode there was also no top 10 list. we promise that is coming back. We promise. End of the season top 10 is coming. We were just saving it, gathering these last couple of weeks together to put together a final end of the season top 10 quarterback.
Take the TikTok tomorrow if you want to see the top 10.
Boom. All right. Small talk?
Before we get into small talk, they haven't played since she put up 0.
Oh, man.
They play on Sunday. But shout out my girl, Madison Green.
Shout
Love
out.
you. Also, shout out Deja Kelly. If you could tell me who that is, I'll give you $20 right now.
Deja Kelly? That's somebody's wife. Some athlete's wife? Or some athlete's girlfriend.
Which one?
That is... No.
She is a women's college basketball player for Oregon. Shout out Deja Kelly because she just put up her 2,000th point in her collegiate career.
Woo!
She also... She's a stud on the court, and she's also the reporter for the men's team. She's getting her degree in that stuff.
Shout out to her, man.
Not to sexualize women in any way, but she carries a caboose with her on.
Oh.
She is, but she carries a caboose with her at all times. So.
Okay. Good to know. Maybe I'll tune into a couple of Oregon games now. That is
they play.
I apologize.
They play Ohio State at Ohio State on a Friday. And I would have loved to go watch because my mom likes Ohio State's women's too, so it'd be cool to go with her. But they play at like noon, and I can't take off a whole work day just to go watch a women's college basketball game. Mm. On to small talk. First question.
Yep.
You a people guy?
Hang on. Before we get to small talk, did you finish? Are we gonna get there? You finished Squid Game?
Final thing.
We're gonna get there.
So I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll get through everything else.
We'll
dismiss the people.
Am I a people guy in terms of like just in person? Like, say I'm out in public, am I like chit chatting with people?
The New Year's happens every year, and there's all these different like TV shows of like the ball dropping, and there's a whole bunch of people in this city, a whole bunch of people in this city. Do you think you could go to one of those cities and like celebrate with all those other people?
Yeah, so in terms of, I am a people guy. Like, I don't have like a fear of speaking in front of a bunch of people or a fear of doing things in public. Like this is not even anything crazy, like super crazy. But on Christmas, around Christmas, the guys were telling me go to the gym in my Santa hat. I went to the gym in my Santa hat. I think I had it on here. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to the gym with it. And I actually ended up going to the gym with the Santa hat. Like, shit like that. I'll do anything in public. Like, and I had people giving me looks like, fuck is this guy doing in here with the Santa hat to hear workout? We know he's here on some goofy shit. But I was in there getting my workout in my Santa hat. But yeah, like, I don't have any, like, social anxiety. I'll go out into public and say, for a random person, I like your shoes, like your shirt, like your hat, like your hair. I'll go out and do anything like that. I don't like, have that. And social anxiety, fear, anything like that. I'll speak in front of a room of 1,000.
That's one thing, but
or anything like that.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. But like the big crowds, like the festivals or that type of stuff.
Yeah,
You'd be cool
I think I was just fine. Yeah, and if somebody called me up on stage and I had to read a fucking monologue to them, I feel like I'd do it no problem. I've never had a problem
I think
reading out. Or
I would be better at that, like speaking in front of the whole people instead of like having to mingle within all of these different type of people.
Okay, like making conversation with them. Yeah, I think I'd just be fine. I'd be just fine too.
The reason I thought of this is because on like New Year's Eve, D Mills tweeted out and was like, "I would never go to one of these
I wouldn't
shows or whatever.
I wouldn't go, but if I was dropped into it, I think I'd be just fine. But I wouldn't go. It's just too many people. You're just shoulder to shoulder, just bumping, watching the fucking ball drop. I'm cool on that. So no, I wouldn't go.
I know you're not a movie guy. And I know you're kind of a podcast guy.
I watch one podcast. 2.
What might that be? Okay. You a music guy though?
I listen to music a lot, but I'm not hip to like what just dropped. This guy just dropped. That guy just dropped. But I listen to music a lot because I listen to music to sleep and shit. So I listen to music a good bit. Yeah.
Okay. That's just all I was curious about, because a lot of people are either like pretty big into music or pretty
See,
big
yeah,
into like
no.
audiobooks or
Like
podcasts.
the Drake and Kendrick beef, I didn't give a damn about.
No.
I'm so in that case, no, I'm not a huge music guy. Like my top 5 this year in Spotify was like Michael Jackson will always make my top 5 every year. I think Drake was in there because he's in everybody's fucking top 5. It seems like I maybe had fucking
Nope.
Okay, I maybe had like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and maybe like Kodak Black in my top 5. Like I'm not a huge music. I feel like I'm not big into any specific like music genre. Obviously rap is hip hop is my favorite, but I'm not big into any genre. But I'm in a lot of different. Like I'll fuck around, listen to some pop, some white girl fucking music, some Taylor Swift or some Katy Perry come on. It's not some music I'm ever picking, but if it comes on, I'm singing every word to it. So
Not a Taylor guy.
But so yeah, I'm not a huge music guy, but I can listen to pretty much anything.
See, it's funny because I love my sisters, right? In life, but come music, I love me a good white girl. Ariana Grande was number 2.
We know.
She was number 2.
Playing
what
Call
you mean
of
by
Duty,
that?
playing Warzone with you back in the day. That's all you were singing in our fucking ears. That's it. Ariana Grande. That is it.
Ariana. Get it right. Get it tight. I got 11 albums on my wall over here.
Mm-hmm.
The whole top row is okay. Well, Alicia Keys up there, but 3 of the top 4 are white women.
So Ariana
they make
Grande's
some good music,
in there.
man.
Who else is in there?
PB's girl. You not tapped in. PB a mega fan of Olivia Rodrigo.
I had no clue. Can't name you one Olivia Rodrigo song, by the way.
Oh, you're missing out. She fired.
Yeah, not one.
And then probably my favorite white girl of 2024, Billie Eilish, is just phenomenal, man.
Fair. Yeah. Shout out to Billie.
Absolutely. And she got a new song with KSI. Beautiful.
Oh, okay. Shout out to them.
Beautiful. Huh?
I know. I said shout out to them.
Yeah. All right. If you got to this point, we're going to finish this podcast off with some Squid Games talk. If you don't want spoilers, then you can exit out here. We appreciate y'all for watching. We love you. And if you want to hear our thoughts.
Before we get there, Smalls, I'm telling you right now. Fuck SmackDown. I'm not asking you to watch this week. Raw on Netflix. We released on Tuesdays and Fridays. So next Tuesday's episode, SmackDown or Raw on Netflix would have happened already. I'm hoping that we can talk about that on next episode. It's the Rock might be there. Cena will be there. He's starting his retirement tour. The last year of Cena. We got Punk and Rollins.
Say the segment name.
The World Wrestling Waffle, whatever you want to call it. Worldwide Waffle.
Properly say the segment name.
What is
it? I promise you I'll watch it.
Worldwide Waffle?
Close.
The World Wrestling Waffle?
The Worldwide Wrestling Waffle.
Okay, there you go. So, like I said, Rock might be there. Cena will be there. Punk and Rollins, Roman Reigns and Solo. It's the first Raw on Netflix. I need you locked in. I need you locked in.
I'll tap back in because my girls are there.
Liv Morgan and Rhea are having their match. So
I'll tune back in to get back in tune for the Royal Rumble because that's by far my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like by far, nothing else is even close.
Mm-hmm.
But also because that man from Cleveland comes back.
Logan Paul. Yep, he's going. So you gotta lock in, please. This is the time from January to April until Mania. I need you locked in.
When is Mania?
April, like fucking 7th or something. It's 2 nights. So.
I can promise you I'll be locked in through Mania. Come like
that's all I need. Just
July and August. I just don't have time.
That's fair. I just need you on the road to Mania. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
I can do that.
Go ahead on the Squid Games.
So after last episode, on last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I told her once, I said, the number 1 guy in real life wasn't a great guy.
Uh-huh.
And I don't ever do that. I don't like coming with allegations that I never researched myself.
Mm-hmm.
So after we wrapped up filming, I'm looking him up to try to see his real name. to figure out if he's actually a bad guy. And I'm telling Herlins, I'm like, man, I don't see number 1 anywhere. He must die pretty soon there, huh? Because I was still on episode 3 when I was talking about it.
And I'm like, I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, he doesn't die, but go ahead.
And I'm looking through. I'm like, Herlins, he fucking dies. You're not tricking me. He would be on one of these websites.
He was so dead set on, bro. I know he fucking dies, bro. You're not hiding shit. He fucking dies.
So I specifically go to IMDb, which always has like the whole cast, and he's still not on there. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I look up Squid Games Season 2, Player 1, and it pops up and says the front man, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot, bro. An idiot. Because I'm usually good at that type of stuff. Like I recognize faces pretty well, and it didn't click to me at all.
I was literally watching, and I texted Suj. I was like, "Yo, number 1, he's up to something. Something about him is off." And then after I finished it, Suj was like, "Yo, Herlins, how did you not realize he was the front man?" And I was telling him, bro, I must have got up and went to the bathroom and did something when they showed that little flashback, because I just didn't. It did not click for me until later into the season, maybe episode 6 or 7, like the very last episode. It just wasn't clicking for me. I was like, because they kept on zooming into him and making it known that we're supposed to know this guy. But I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I just met him. Like, why are you guys zooming in on him? Why is he saying the main character's name? And Gi-Yoon is like, wait, how do you know my name? And he's being all sus. I'm like, where do I know this guy? Like, the face is kind of familiar, but I'm like, where do I know this guy? Then it clicked for me, and then I realized, oh yeah, he's definitely up to some shit. So yeah, it took me a while too, so I can't blame you.
I told you last episode, I think that captain's up to something.
Yeah, you did. You did, and I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, holy shit, he sniped it.
He just gave off the vibe, like, and then
you've been searching for that island for years, and you haven't found shit. He was up to go. Sorry, go ahead.
That just came like an ominous feeling. You saying island, that was I don't know what that was. I don't like that. But
sorry.
No, it wasn't even your fault. I don't know. But I can't think of his name. The guy that played rock paper scissors with Mr. Kim.
Oh,
his little dumbass is sitting at the table and he goes, "Oh, you know?" And then he tells him the whole plan again.
Yeah.
And when they found the chip in the dude's teeth, it just kicked it into me. It's like, I know that captain's a bad guy. I know he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And then he stabs the dude on the boat.
He made me play rock, paper, scissors. We put a chip in Gi-Yoon's tooth, and I'm like, oh my god, this dumbass. That's when I was like, maybe something's something's up, because he just spoiled everything. Yeah, so. And then the way the captain looked back at the rest of the crew, I was like, yeah, something's up.
The saddest part of it is when the transgender woman is really good friends with.
Shout out to her. Hey, in that last sequence, them going to war with the entire Squid Game people,
she killed it.
She put in work, but she was like hitting her shot. She was in there, captain of the group, leading the team. When other dudes,
is she holding the gun like this? This is what you do, blah blah blah.
Yeah, telling people how to do it. Other dude wasn't coming back with the ammo. She went back and looked for it. Man, shout out to her. Continue though.
His little bitch. I think he's in on it too.
Hey man, I wanted to say his little bitch ass or whatever, but I felt bad for him, man.
I think he's in on it,
man. He was a little scared, man. I felt bad for him. I did too, because I forget what he said, but it was something on the wall. Continue.
He just kept saying, "I'm sorry," before Steven said anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So it made it feel like he was like he was in on it, but he felt bad for it or something. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Weird situation with him. And then those two guys up top surrendered, and they still just popped them in the chest. And then
yeah. Go ahead, man.
He comes back down with us from the stairs with his mask on, with his suit on. I damn near cried, man.
It was sad because he has the gun pointed to the main character, but he's like, "No, you're gonna watch your best friend die."
And he said you wanted to play the hero.
Yeah, and I was saying it all. I was texting Suze while I was watching. I was like, "Bro, Gi-Yoon, if you don't stop trying to be the fucking hero, man, it's pissing me off. Like, how did you not fucking see number 1 was on some weird vibes, some snake shit? He's too busy trying to play the fucking hero."
He snapped bro's neck in that room.
Oh
and they
my
never...
gosh, bro! Like that didn't throw you guys off at all. Like that, him snapping the neck didn't throw you off. And him voting to stay in the beginning, that wasn't weird to you.
I mean, he explained that one good though. Bro, what I want to say is that show, more shows need to take stock in building characters. Squid Games builds characters beautifully.
They do.
Thanos gets killed off in such a pussy way, but they built Thanos up to like be this villain, and then he just gets stabbed in the neck by the crypto guy.
I was so happy. Fuck Thanos. Fuck it. And I hated his fucking buddy that was just up his ass, fucking just couldn't live without him. Like, just I hated his buddy. And then once Thanos died, he was popping every single one of them fucking shits in his little cross. He popped every single one of them. So
I wanted him to overdose.
And did you see that the guy where he tried to like say, I forget their names, but he tried to save the one girl because
on a bed.
Yeah, and he throws the fucking bottle, and I'm like, dude. And then he jumps back and hides on the bed. I'm like, really, bro. Yeah, man, it was so good, but I just hate that it ended there. It could have used another 2 or 3 episodes, but they said season 3 is coming in 2025. It's not going to be a 3-year wait for the next season, a 3-year hiatus. So they said it's coming in 2025, so I'm excited to watch that. And I seen a lot of flack early before I started watching Squid Game, like this season.
Yeah.
I seen a lot of flack online, and I'm like, bro, did we not watch the same thing? I thought this season was great. I loved it. Every single episode, I was hooked. I was hooked from the start. I really loved it.
I do wish we could have gotten... Like the games were weak.
I wish they could have played a couple more games. Yeah, I wish they could have played a couple more.
Because not even that they didn't play very many, but the games themselves, I didn't enjoy them very much. A little triathlon thing.
That one I wasn't a fan of. That where you had to do 5 different things and beat it in the time. The spinning revolving little thing and then get into the door. I like that game. That game was pretty decent.
That one was pretty cool.
Pull other people apart. You got to go find one more person. I thought that was pretty cool.
I am sick of the mama's boy, bro.
Oh my goodness. Yes, bro. Yes. The mom, she's alright, she's cool, but the fucking boy, he pisses me off, man. He pisses me off. And that fucking sidekick, they pull her in, and it's like, y'all would have died if it wasn't for me. Y'all should be thanking me. I hated her. I hated her so much. She would just sit perched up on her bed and just spewing out some fucking wisdom, thinking she was just the fucking Lord and Savior. Like, she just knew everything. I hated her from jump, man. From jump.
When they go back, right? So they're gonna put 456, however you want to say his name. He's gonna be back in there, so I'll still care about him.
Yeah, I don't know fucking plot armor. Why did they just put a bullet in his head? I texted Snubs like, what kind of plot armor is this? In what world do you not just kill him right there? Instead, you kill his friend and just carry him away. Anybody else would put a bullet in his head, but for the sake of the show, I'm fine that they didn't kill him. But I texted Snubs saying that's just some crazy plot armor.
The transgender girl, she'll probably. I don't know. They might kill her too.
I hope she's in next season because she did her thing, man. She was clutch. She was clutch.
But like all the people they had built up to be kind of cool, they killed them. I don't know who else I really care about.
Yeah, I honestly don't, because the mom and son, they were alright. They were cool to watch on screen for a little bit, but I don't really have any attachment to them, so I don't really care. So really,
the pregnant lady I like a lot.
Yeah, again, I don't really have a strong attachment to her. I can see why somebody does, because you're sympathizing for her. She's pregnant in there, and her man had that little thing. Maybe maybe she looked like she was starting to forgive him or whatever. They could get back together on the outside of the show, on the outside of the game. But she was alright. But man, I just knew something was up when number one, he took the other guys with him and went to the other side, and he was like, all right, y'all go first, y'all go in front and I'll stand back. I just knew. And he puts the 2 bullets in their back, and then he has the walkie, and he's like, "You, they got us." And then he puts the walkie up to the guy, and you just hear the gurgling. And then he puts one more. He keeps the walkie playing and puts one more shot into the guy to make it seem like he died. Man, bro, man, it's like I saw it coming. I knew it was gonna happen, but it still hit me like, damn, bro, they just did you dirty.
Yeah, I think that they're still gonna revolt somehow though, because 11, the guard 11 is gonna do something to.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened doing with that? Like, the other fucking guards jumped her and shit, made sure they're like, stay out of our business, because they wanted to keep the bodies fresh so they can get the organs from them, so they weren't like fucking worthless. And then she was still like, she was putting the final bullet in people, killing them, making sure they were dead. And then, they stopped her, and they just didn't really do anything with that. That's why I feel like this could have used. I really like this season, but I feel like it could have used another episode or two.
And we definitely could have gotten more storyline from like the outside people. Like,
that's what I wanted to get into next. Sue even said it. It's like, that might be the worst fucking team ever assembled. What the fuck did they do all season? Like, they didn't get anything done. I get it. They took the chip out of fucking Guillaume's thing and put it into that fisherman's fucking bait, his worms. But boys, like, what's going on? Last thing we saw of them when they were on one of the islands, they had the fucking gate, the bunker explode on them. Then next thing you know, they're at fucking breakfast with the fisherman and the other guy that's showing the flashback or whatever. And then they're on the boat where the fisherman stabs them in the back. They didn't do anything this season. It looked like they were getting ready to get in there, fight with Guillaume, get him out of there, finish, and put an end to Squid Game, but they just never did anything the entire season. They built them up as if they were going to be there in the end fighting with Guillaume, but they just didn't do anything. Not a damn thing.
You got anything else to say about the season?
No, I don't think so. I like I said, I really liked it. I'm excited for Squid Game season 3. Like I said, I've seen a lot of hate on it. I'm excited. I really enjoyed this season. It had me hooked, man.
Yeah, me too. Outside of the games, though, the main character, I've seen that he's like massive in Korea, so that's cool. But the fact that he's becoming like worldwide now, I think I think it's cool when people can do that. Like,
and Sue said he's seen #1 in a different, because Sue said he watches like Korean dramas, and Sue said he's seen #1 in some other shit. And he said he was actually pretty good in that too. So I guess #1 is a decent actor over there as well.
But he was on Jimmy Fallon, the main guy. And he was speaking English.
Yeah,
he was speaking pretty elegantly.
Good English?
Yeah. I think he's trying to become like an American actor. Like,
be more known than
American films.
Yeah. That's shout out to him. Branch out so you're known for other things than just Squid Game. You're not just one.
The cast, I don't remember what show they were on, but they did like the Wired interview. I think it was Wired, where like they do like the most likely to and that type of show. It was 6 of them. Yeah, and it was him. It was one. It was his buddy. It was the crypto guy, and then I don't remember who the other 2 were. And the very top comment was like, "Frontman's pretty nice for letting him out of the Squid Games to film this interview." Maybe check.
No, it might have been the transgender. No, sorry, it was the transgender that Sue said he's seen in other dramas that said was pretty good. Sorry, not one.
Oh.
But yeah. Shout out to Squid Game. I really enjoyed it. Can't wait for season 3. You a Stranger Things guy?
Nope.
Okay, I was gonna say we could talk about that when that season drops, but you're not a Stranger Things guy. Okay. Well,
never seen a single episode, but I can say I'm almost done with season 4 of Breaking Bad, Suge. Almost to the final season. Anybody else out there that watches Breaking Bad, it's phenomenal. You need to watch it, man. It is awesome. It's so good. There was a couple episodes. There was like a 4-episode stretch where I was like, man, this is dragging. I don't want to watch anymore. But I powered through them, and it's very good again. So, no complaints from me.
Okay. Well, shit. Well, I was gonna say something, and you started fucking yapping again, and I fucking lost it. Oh, you're in the NOTB book club reading the Anxious Generation. How are you liking? Is that book pretty decent? Oh, you haven't read. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. That is crazy, and that's why I didn't join the book club, because I knew I was gonna be on some shit where it's like I'm not caught up, and I didn't want to be that guy that's just in there just to say I'm in it. So you have been reading.
I've been reading, but
you're not.
I was supposed to get to page 48.
And where are you?
8.
So I stopped. Like I was watching. What was it? So it was Tuesday's episode, and they started talking about the book club. I stopped right there before they started talking about it. Have you seen it? Did you listen to them talk about it or no?
No, I'm gonna read before I listen, but
okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why I didn't join, because I knew that's the shit I'd be on. I'd be like, yeah, sorry boys, I wasn't able to get to chapter 7. I just had some stuff come up, so I was like, let me not even join, because I'm gonna feel like I'm back in school. I didn't get the assignment done. It's like, let me not even join the shit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know.
Shout out Will.
Let us know your Pro Bowl snubs, like we said earlier in the comments. We appreciate all the love and support. Hopefully, we keep this going into the new year. Playoffs right around the corner. We will keep this going into the new year. Playoffs right around the corner. So be locked in. Show some love. Peace.